In the rush of modern life, it's all too easy for couples to find themselves drifting apart, not because of a lack of love, but because of the overwhelming demands that seem to fill every waking moment. Work deadlines, family obligations, social commitments, and the constant buzz of notifications from our devices can leave little room for the quiet, intentional moments that nurture a relationship. Overwhelm becomes a silent third party in the relationship, quietly eroding the sense of connection and intimacy that once came so naturally. Imagine a couple who once spent long evenings talking, laughing, and dreaming together. Over time, those evenings have been replaced by hurried dinners, distracted conversations, and the ever-present glow of screens. The days blur together in a whirlwind of tasks and responsibilities. Each partner assumes the other understands, but unspoken needs and disappointments begin to accumulate like dust in the corners of their shared life. This is a common story. When overwhelm takes hold, prioritizing each other can feel like just one more item on an endless to-do list. But the truth is, relationships thrive not by accident, but by intention. When partners stop making each other a priority, the foundation of the relationship begins to weaken. Emotional distance grows, misunderstandings multiply, and a sense of loneliness can settle in, even when both people are physically present. The first step in addressing overwhelm is recognizing its presence. It often manifests as irritability, exhaustion, and a sense of being perpetually behind. You might notice that small disagreements escalate more quickly, or that moments of affection and laughter are increasingly rare. The rituals that once brought you close, morning coffee together, a goodnight kiss, weekend walks, fall by the wayside. The relationship starts to feel like another obligation rather than a source of comfort and joy. But it doesn't have to stay this way. Reclaiming your connection begins with acknowledging that both partners are likely feeling the strain. It's not about blame, but about understanding that the pressures of life can affect even the strongest bonds. Start by having an honest conversation about how you're both feeling. Share your experiences of overwhelm, your frustrations, and your longing for more connection. Sometimes, simply knowing that your partner feels the same way can be a powerful relief. Once you've opened the lines of communication, it's time to take practical steps to prioritize each other again. This doesn't mean adding more to your already full plates. Instead, it's about making small, intentional choices that signal to your partner, "You matter to me." These gestures can be as simple as sending a loving text during the day, setting aside 10 minutes to check in with each other before bed, or planning a regular date night, even if it's just a walk around the block or a shared cup of tea. Another key strategy is to identify and reduce unnecessary sources of overwhelm. Take a look at your schedules together. Are there commitments you can let go of or tasks you can delegate? Sometimes saying no to external demands is the most loving thing you can do for your relationship. Protecting your time together is not selfish. It's essential. Technology can be both a blessing and a curse in relationships. While it allows us to stay connected in new ways, it can also be a major source of distraction. Consider setting boundaries around device use, especially during the times you've set aside for each other. Even a brief period of undivided attention can make a world of difference in how connected you feel. It's also important to remember that prioritizing each other doesn't always mean grand gestures or elaborate plans. Often, it's the small, everyday acts of kindness and thoughtfulness that keep a relationship strong. A gentle touch, a word of encouragement, or a simple thank you can go a long way in reminding your partner that they are valued and loved. As you work to reclaim your connection, be patient with yourselves and with each other. Overcoming overwhelm is not about achieving perfection, but about making consistent, loving choices. There will be days when life gets the better of you, when you're both tired and stretched thin. In those moments, offer each other grace and understanding. Remember that you're on the same team, facing the challenges of life together. Sometimes, couples find that their patterns of overwhelm and disconnection are deeply entrenched. If this is the case, seeking support from a therapist or counselor can be incredibly helpful. A skilled professional can help you identify the underlying issues, improve your communication, and develop strategies for staying connected even in the midst of busy lives. It's also worth reflecting on the expectations you have for your relationship. In a world that often glorifies busyness and productivity, it's easy to feel guilty for taking time for each other. But the truth is, a healthy relationship is the foundation for so much else in life. When you feel connected and supported, you're better able to handle stress, pursue your goals, and show up fully in other areas of your life. Sometimes, prioritizing each other means making tough choices. It might mean saying no to overtime at work, turning down social invitations, or letting go of activities that once seemed essential. These decisions can be difficult, but they send a powerful message. Your relationship is worth protecting. Over time, these choices add up, creating a sense of safety and trust that allows love to flourish. It's also important to celebrate the progress you make. Notice the moments when you feel close, the times when you're able to laugh together or support each other through a tough day. These are the building blocks of a resilient relationship. Acknowledge your efforts and express gratitude for each other's commitment. Overwhelm is a reality for many couples, but it doesn't have to define your relationship. By making the choice to prioritize each other, even in small ways, you can strengthen your bond and create a sense of partnership that weathers life's storms. Remember, love is not just a feeling. It's an action, a series of choices made day after day. As you move forward, keep in mind that every relationship goes through seasons. There will be times when one or both of you are stretched thin, when connection feels elusive. In those moments, remind yourselves of the love and commitment that brought you together. Trust that, with intention and care, you can find your way back to each other. One of the most powerful ways to combat overwhelm is to cultivate rituals of connection. These are the small, repeated actions that create a sense of stability and intimacy. Maybe it's a weekly breakfast date, a nightly walk, or a shared hobby. These rituals don't have to be elaborate. They just need to be consistent. Over time, they become anchors that keep you connected, even when life is chaotic. Another important practice is to regularly check in with each other about how you're doing, both individually and as a couple. This can be as simple as asking, "How are you feeling about us?" Or, "Is there anything you need from me right now?" These check-ins create space for honesty and vulnerability, and they help prevent small issues from becoming major sources of conflict. It's also helpful to remember that your partner is not a mind reader. If you're feeling neglected or overwhelmed, speak up. Share your needs and listen to your partner's needs in return. Sometimes we assume that our partner knows how we're feeling, but unspoken expectations can lead to frustration and resentment. When you make the effort to prioritize each other, you're not just strengthening your relationship, you're also modeling healthy boundaries and self-care. This is especially important if you have children or other family members who look to you for guidance. By showing that your relationship matters, you're teaching others the value of connection and commitment. As you continue on this journey, be gentle with yourselves. Change takes time, and it's normal to slip back into old patterns from time to time. The key is to keep coming back to each other, to keep choosing connection even when it's hard. Over time, these choices create a relationship that is not only resilient, but also deeply fulfilling. In the end, overcoming overwhelm and prioritizing each other is about making love a verb. It's about showing up day after day with kindness, patience, and intention. It's about recognizing that your relationship is a living thing, one that needs regular care and attention to thrive. So take a moment to reflect on your own relationship. What small steps can you take today to show your partner that they matter? Maybe it's a note left on the kitchen counter, a phone call just to say hello, or a few minutes of undivided attention at the end of a long day. These gestures may seem small, but they are the threads that weave a strong and lasting bond. Remember, you are not alone in this. Every couple faces moments of overwhelm and disconnection. What matters is how you respond, whether you allow the pressures of life to pull you apart or whether you choose, again and again, to turn toward each other. With intention, communication, and a willingness to prioritize your relationship, you can create a partnership that not only survives, but thrives, even in the busiest of times. Cherish the journey, celebrate the progress, And never underestimate the power of small, consistent acts of love. Your relationship is worth the effort, and together, you can navigate whatever challenges come your way. Thanks for sticking around. Don't forget to check out therapyandrelaxation.com for more. See you tomorrow.